everyone is rolling in. Don't forget, send a wave, send some hearts across the screen. Let us know that you are here and you are joining us tonight. Sorry for the inconvenience. Sorry for coming in so late. As you know, sometimes we can go over, but of course we look forward to having a really awesome night tonight. And it is our prayer that somebody is indeed inspired and motivated in some way. So send some hearts across the screen. As tonight I am joined by Felicia Carey. And tonight she's going to share her story. You would have seen me post early in the week. She would share her story about becoming pregnant at a teenage age. And of course, you see the topic is it's not the end. Many times people become pregnant at teenage ages and they believe that this is it. I'm a mom now and life it stops. There is no rehabilitation. There's no, what is my future? Some people are still stuck. They've already gotten over it. They're adults now and they're still saying, you know, because I had a child, they're living in regret and all of that stuff. But Felicia is not living that life. She's living a prosperous life. She's living a purposeful life. And of course, she's going to share her story tonight with us. I hope that some teenage moms are here tonight, or someone you may know who is struggling with being pregnant at a teenage age and they're worried. I hope that you would share this session with them, even if they're not here tonight, on my YouTube channel the next week. So I want to welcome all of you here tonight, and I want to welcome Felicia. It is so good to have you to Fake Talk tonight. How do you feel being here tonight?
Feel good. It feels good. It feels really good. I was kind of nervous at first, but...
And you've been waiting for your date.
Yes.
You've been waiting for your date to share. It's so good to have you. Adeline says good night. Pinnacle Seekers in the house.
Yes.
Katina says first night back and looking forward to what tonight has to offer. Awesome. You know Adeline?
Yes, Adeline is a Toastmaster.
You are a Toastmaster
yes,
too.
I am.
I like that. I like that. And you see the connection?
Yes.
Like everybody is connected who's coming on this show. All of the stories are so connected. Everything is in sync. Right? Once again, it's all God, and I'm thankful. So, Felicia, I want to start off by you telling us a little bit about who is Felicia.
Well, to be honest with you, I just found out who I really am, I'd say about a year ago. Who I am now, I believe that I am the voice of broken teen mothers in this country.
Yes.
I believe that speaking out about my story would really, really inspire others who are, if you just look around, who are really feel like they don't have no hope.
Yes.
And really there's nobody who could they really relate to, or who's relatable. And I feel that my purpose from here on in is to share my relatable story, not to just look at me on how I look on the outside, but I can relate to where other young women have been, and that trouble is not always you're down for it's when you trouble is not always, it's not intentional, but it's purposeful. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yes.
That makes
It's
sense.
purposeful, and I can really relate to a lot of young women who just feel like they don't have anywhere to turn, who really feel like they've been counted out,
Yes.
who have already had spoken words over their lives that they will not be prosperous, or there's no way out, or because they have a child, you're finished.
Yes.
You know, and I really believe that the words out of our mouth and mouth of other people can snare you.
Yes.
And you have to be spiritually knowledgeable to be able to speak life back into yourself.
Yes.
And to remember who God says you are, and to know who God says you are.
Absolutely.
Yes, so that's who I am now, and I really am excited to share my story tonight.
Yeah, I know you are. I know you are. That is powerful. That is powerful. So now that you find, and you told me after 36 years, it took you 36 years, and I connected with you because I said it took me 37 years to really understand who I was. And it doesn't matter the length of time. As soon as you know and you are able to understand what your purpose is, you just hit the ground running and you just go out there. So fast, so quickly. And the thing about it is, what I like is when you grasp on it, you realize that the very thing that may have tripped you down is the very thing that is your purpose. That is, and so, the journey was purposeful. Despite it happened at a young age and people looked at you a certain way, it served the purpose, and now you are a voice to the teenage moms. So tell us, how did it all start? You grew up with both parents?
Yes, I grew up with both parents, and I had what I thought was a good life. And until the age.
One moment. They're saying that they cannot hear.
They can't hear me?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, and check the volume on the. We're correcting it now. Testing 1 2. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please let me know if you can hear me. I know that my voice is extremely loud. Let me know if you can hear me. And
I'll speak up a little more.
Okay. Can you hear Felicia now? Everyone, can you hear her? Just let me know. Just let us know, because I don't want you to miss anything. I don't want her. Okay, so Juju is saying, oh, she's a Carey. Eleuthera, Pineapple Crew. Well, she's married to a Carey.
I'm married to a Carey.
Yes, and we're going to get there to that exciting story. So everyone can hear now. Should I have her repeat just a little bit of where we started off from? Because I can do that. Just for those that may not have heard you.
Okay.
Just tell us a little bit about who you are. Just briefly, that same story that you gave us.
Okay. I believe now that I am the voice of broken teen mothers in this country.
Yes.
And I just want to be able to share my story and give other teen mothers hope, and bring awareness to their needs, and to bring awareness to their social and so their social needs, and to let them know that they have spark. They can find their spark, and they have it. And I think as I share my story, other women share their story, they could look at us and see inspiration and know that it's not over.
Yes.
It's not the end, but you have to push.
Yes.
You have to fight for it. It's a fight.
It is.
It's a fight.
But I mean, when you're brave like this to do this, then people see, especially when they see an overcomer.
Yes.
I believe that when you share your testimony and people see beauty come out of it, they are like, I can do the same. That's how I look at stuff. If I see someone doing something and it looks like really, I'm like, for real? Like she been there? Well, I could do it too. You know what I mean? And so this is really good tonight. Headphones check. Okay, everyone say that they can hear us now. Okay, this is really, really good. Katina is saying, I'm excited to hear your story. So here it is now. Let's take it back and let's start from where it all started from. Okay. You grew up with both parents, Share?
I grew up with both parents, and both of my parents, it seemed like it was a very happy marriage. We had plays, Christmas time, family time, church time. My parents were both wonderful parents. But I began to see some cracks in their relationship. When my father started to do, he had extra marital affairs. Yes. And my mom, at that time, I guess in that era, the women were supposed to just sit there and wait it out, so to speak, probably take it, so to speak. And I saw a lot of rowing. I saw a lot of fighting, just rowing, not really physical fighting, but rowing a lot. But at the time too, I was a daddy's girl, so my view of my mother was not as on the level as my father.
Right.
Yeah, my father was my idol. He was my Superman. So he could have done no wrong.
Right.
And whatever he did to my mom, even though it kind of didn't sit well with me, I didn't stand up for it either. And I think at that time, as the situation escalated in the home, my mom left. And she left. She couldn't take it anymore. And my mom left me and my 3 siblings.
With your father?
With our father.
Wow.
Yeah, she left. And my father took that opportunity at that time to really make our mother look like the villain. Wow. Yeah, he really took that. He took that opportunity that, he used to repeat words as that she left us, and you see what mother would do that, and we did not know the ins and outs, but because she did not say anything to us, she just left. She had her reasons for leaving.
Right.
That gave our father the opportunity to feed into us a negative view of our mother.
How did you feel about your mother when she left just like that? No explanation.
Ms. Ivan, I could be honest with you. At the time, I knew about my father's affairs, and my father used to carry me on trips with him. And I saw the women, you know, and he would say things like, well, this is your new mother now. And so when I saw my mother, when we came back home,
Right.
I didn't view my mother as anything.
Wow.
You know, I already knew in my mind that she was to be discarded, so to speak.
Right.
And I kind of treated that way as well, you know, because she couldn't discipline me. Anytime she tried to, I would call, pick up the phone, I'd call my dad and say, Daddy, Mommy.
Right, right.
And when he would come home, he would chastise her in front of us.
Wow.
And, you know, and I guess it was wrong. But at the time, that's what happened. And my mom wasn't strong enough to fight back or set things in place or command her authority as a wife.
Yes.
You know, so it played out that we didn't treat her well. And when she left, it just, and especially in my mind, me being the oldest, that she really wasn't a good mother.
Yes.
You know, and it played on from there. But as time went on, it so happened that my mother was the foundation of the home. She was the breadwinner. She kept everything together, because when she left, after a month later, we couldn't go to school. School fees weren't being paid.
Wow.
The mortgage wasn't being paid.
Wow.
Lights were cutting off.
But how were you all making it as young women, young girls? And
it was only me.
With your father, it's just you.
I'm the only girl.
So it was boys.
And only boys, and they were younger. And they didn't really have an understanding. But at that time, it didn't matter. I was with my dad.
Yes.
And I said that he'll
take
everything, make everything right. But it wasn't right. It didn't seem that way. So after a while, we ended up living with my mom, and she took us from one school, because we used to go to attend Queen's College.
Okay.
And we went to a government school, and that was the transition for us was not, especially for me, I was like, I never went to a government school before.
Right, so why are you moving me?
Now? And
yes.
I think the thing is, nobody really communicated what happened. They just were pulling us one way, pulling us the next way. Mom pulled us into one school, and she hid us from our dad, and then when our dad found us, he pulled us from my mom and put us in another school, or put us back into the original school that we were in. And there was a lot of up and down, and nobody really told us why. And but I still believe my dad, even though I was with my mom. So when I was with my mom, I gave her hell.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I gave her a lot of problems.
Wow.
I gave her a lot of problems.
Wow. So you literally rebelled because of the things that your father would have said to you.
Yes.
And like you said, your little brothers really didn't understand what was going on. So you were like their mom, and you were the leader. So they followed what you did. So tell us now, there is a part that you shared a little bit about you became extremely uncontrollable because they got a divorce.
Yeah, they got a
and
divorce.
it made you extremely uncontrollable. And so it caused you to run away from home and get caught up with the law. You were arrested and stuff like that. Talk to us about that.
Okay, I think it was about like 13 or 14, and my mom put us in government high school.
Okay.
And
government high school?
Yeah.
That's my old school.
Okay. It was a government high school, but there was not really she didn't really have any, especially for me, I was really strong-headed. And because I always had a view of her negatively, I just didn't care about how she felt. So I did what I wanted to do. I ducked school. I had a boyfriend. I was sexually active.
Yes.
And he was a bus driver.
Yeah. You were going with a bus driver?
Yeah, a bus driver. And at that time too, we were living at my mom's family, and they weren't really verbally nice to us, especially me. So I just made up my mind one night that I would not come back home.
And like, how old were you at the time?
I was 14.
With the bus driver?
Yeah, 14.
He was way older than you?
Yeah, he's way older than me.
Okay.
But at the time, he made me feel safe. So I couldn't go to my dad at that time. I didn't want to be home with my mom. So I stayed with who made me feel safe.
Right.
And I ran away from home for about a week. I was not home for about a week.
Where did you go?
I stayed
Did they put a sign up that you were missing?
I think they did.
They reported that you were missing?
I think they did.
And then all of a sudden people say, she ain't missing, she's with a man.
Right.
You know how people do stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. And then when I showed up back to school at Government High, I was immediately sent to the dean's office, and they kept me there, and the police showed up. Yeah, and I tried to run.
But how did you? I mean, the time that you were like missing in action, what was going on through your head?
At the time, I guess it's free. I just felt like they don't care about me anyway. You know, they blame me for my mom and dad's divorce anyway, and they didn't really want me there anyway.
So you were blamed for the divorce?
Yes, I was blamed for the divorce.
Why?
Because I guess at that time they thought that girls were supposed to be more partial to their mothers, and I wasn't partial towards them.
Oh.
Yeah, I was impartial. And then I didn't admit it, but I feel that they knew that I knew about the extramarital affairs. I never told my mother. I never told anything. I don't know if you could blame a child for enabling her father, but I kept the secrets.
Yes.
So for that, I think they knew that as well, because he was well known. At the time, he was in politics, and it's. Whatever they felt, whatever they let me know how they felt.
I think as a child, though, one of the things you don't want to do, I mean, and the Bible talks about that too. You don't want to misstep, and you don't want to cause riffraff. I guess between your parents, and I know you didn't know any better, and you know you have a lot of people even now that are battling with that. You know, the choice between I love my dad or I love my mom, but I cannot tell the next one because it's going to cause, you know what I mean? So I understand how you are feeling. I just want to read a few comments as people are coming in. A lot of people are joining. Katina is saying, man, that this story is so similar to my upbringing. Beautiful Hair Boutique says, wow, your story is deep. You can impact a lot of lives with it. Tanzania says, so proud of your strength and growth, Felicia. Yeah, she's here. So Katina says, wait, you ran away and still went to school?
Yes, after I was missing from school about a week.
So you didn't go to school the entire week? You stayed? Okay.
And then I just showed up back to school. My bus driver boyfriend at the time said, you can't be here every day now. A week done pass. Your parents might be looking for you. Just show up to school.
So I mean, what you was doing in that week? Just eating food, chilling at home, watching TV, riding the bus. You was doing all the other stuff.
I like to be with him on the bus route.
You riding the bus?
Riding the bus in the day.
Wow.
And being in hotel in the night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
To me, that was the life. It was the life. You know, smoking joints.
You were smoking joints?
Yeah, man. At the time, you know, that was a thing.
Yeah, talk to us. I mean, because I want some teen lady to understand that you came over all of this.
My life, at the time I could roll a joint.
And smoke it? Oh, God. Your husband is here. He says, love you.
Yes.
That is so sweet. Welcome, Mr. Carey. Welcome. Tanzania says, hi, beautifully spirited lady. Okay, so let's carry on. So you went back to school after this.
I went back to school after.
You were pulled into the office.
Yes, and they called the police on me. And I tried to run.
Run where?
Run up the schoolyard.
In Government High?
Yeah, in Government High. And I tried to run up the
You know how far the office is from the gate?
I ran up the stairs, and they followed me, and I ran back the stairs on the front side, and I had one man told me to jump the railing.
What?
So I said, man, the railing would be too far. So I just slowed down and I let them handcuff me, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, I let them handcuff me, and they put me in the police car and they kept me to Grove Police Station. And then I called my mom, and I don't know how they contacted my dad, but they contacted my dad. And I stayed in the cell I stayed overnight, and I went to court the next day. Yeah, I went to RMS and I stood before Judge Gomez.
And what was your ruling?
At the time, I don't know if that was God or what my parents said, but they did not rule me to go to girls' industrial school.
Right.
They explained that it was some kind of trauma from the divorce, and I was really not a bad child. I really was not. I was a straight A student.
A straight A student?
Swimmer, corrected swimmer.
Wow.
Corrected trial swimmer, yes.
Wow.
I had a lot of friends. We had a lot of family. We were known because my dad.
Yes.
Yes. So it isn't like people didn't know who he was and who I was.
Right.
And they could see that it was a breakdown in the family somewhere.
Yes, yes.
And they made a ruling that I was to go to silence just for evaluation.
Did you go?
Yes, I stayed there for about 2 months.
So you stayed in silence for 2 months. It's okay. It's okay. Send some love across the screen and send some love across the screen. This is, you know, a lot of times when people go back into their story, this is not a normal thing where people talk about it every day. And now she's sharing her story with so many of you. And she's at the point now where she said that they ruled for her to go to silence and be admitted. And she spent 2 months there. Now watch how the enemy will try to make you believe like you're insane, and you're not insane, and you're wondering in your little mind now, why am I here?
Because when you think silent, you think crazy people.
Yes.
But it's not so.
It's not so.
No, I stayed on the adolescent
That's
ward.
fine.
And there were other children there, teens my age, some were older, some were younger, and they were similar. Mostly girls and boys. We had different dorms, but it was really just to get evaluation and give me some time to wind down,
Yes.
relax, get some counseling, and just talk briefly about what happened and why am I here and why was I sent here.
Right.
And it was a good environment. Sometimes you get lonely because my family didn't come to see me. I think my dad saw me once and my mother saw me once.
So for 2 months you were up there, and your parents only came once to see you.
From what I can remember.
How did you feel?
At first it was okay because I said, now I'm in a safe place. I'm not on the streets. I'm not running with a boyfriend. I'm not running from the police.
Yes.
In a safe and closed environment. But then when I saw other families coming to visit the other children, I didn't see mine. So at one point, you know, you wondered if I ever go home, or if I have a home to go to. So and they didn't come to see me. Well, my mom I didn't really still at that time feel more partial to, but my dad.
But you were really expecting to see
my
your
dad,
father.
at the time. And I only saw him about once. That was it.
No calls.
No, we
visits.
weren't able to receive calls. They can visit, but they did not visit as often. They did not visit often like how other children, families did.
Wow. I want to stick a pin right there because I want to read these comments that are coming in. Tanzania says, this is such an inspiring story. Katina says, loving the rawness of this message, it's needed. Bella says, you are so real. Love your spirit.
Thank you.
Lady Amin says, the Grove Police Station, spot for the AF and GH unrulies. That is absolutely correct. I was never an unruly, but I know for a fact AFID and Government High, the town center mall, was the spot to get in a fight. And then you go straight to the police station, and then we hear about the good girls. We hear about the story the next day. Like you hear about that fight, what happened by the wall. Long live King. Your husband says, stay strong, baby. Oh, that is so supportive, Mr. Carey. Beautiful says, wow. Tanzania says, Katina, I love your vulnerability. I pray that she stays her course. It can help so many. Lady Amen says, great inspiration. Beautiful Hair Boutique says, I can relate, hon. Katina says, keep going, Felicia. Your story is amazing. I'm captivated. Tanzania says, surely a super heroine in her own right. Beautiful 242 says, look at you now. Glory be to God.
Glory God.
Tada Live says, just tune in. Proud of you, sis. Juju Locke says, Lord Avanti, why are you shaming us tigers? Oh, now they having a conversation in there. Well, they shaming the Magics in Africa with Government High, but it was a true story. This is true. This is a true story. So let's get back now. You're in silence, and you know you're being evaluated.
Right.
You made some friends there, of course.
I made some friends there. Actually, one of the guys who was there is actually one of my neighbors now.
Wow.
When we see one another, we say, remember the time?
Yes,
and
yes.
I say, boy, we come a long way.
Yes.
You know, if only people could see us now. And that's why I feel that that when it comes to teen mothers, women who have this kind of story, or even men who have this kind of story, we have to share, because when they look at us on the outside, they don't see what we've been through.
That's right.
They don't. No one ever believed that I was on the street, and no one ever believed I ran away. No one ever believed that I was
rolling joints,
rolling joints with a bus
riding
driver.
a bus.
You know, and I gave my parents something. I came from a good home.
Yes. Yes.
Most of the time we think that these things happen in, so to speak, the ghetto areas,
Yes.
but it's not true. I live in Nassau East in a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 2 front room, 2 dining room house, upstairs, downstairs house. I always had my own room as a child.
Yes.
I was the only girl. So I want to tell parents too that when you have a situation and your children are involved, think carefully because they feel it.
They're affected.
They are affected.
Yes.
Childhood trauma isn't only physical abuse, it's emotional abuse. When
Yes.
they're taken out of their environment and are shaken up and they don't have no understanding. Communication is very important. And two, for parents not to badmouth each other to the child.
Yes.
You know, because at the same time, it leads on to ongoing repercussions later on in life. You have to be able to communicate. If you and your wife or husband are not getting along, you have to communicate to your children and try to act civilized for the children.
Absolutely.
So when they grow up,
Yes.
they know how to act civilized in a situation instead of pulling this way, pulling that way,
Yes.
bad mouthing, you know, and it causes the child in their mind to not be settled.
Yes.
And my thing was I wasn't settled, so because my foundation was broken, I looked for it elsewhere.
Yeah.
And the elsewhere was negative, but I found peace in it.
Yes.
And nobody could tell me any better because my mommy left. She didn't say anything. My daddy, after a while, he threw the towel and left me here.
So what to do?
So, and when somebody who might not mean me any good gives me a listening ear, you fall for that.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So when your children, when you're going through things as families or husband or wives, you have to really consider how the long-term effect on the children.
Yes.
It really does.
Wow.
Children do have feelings.
That is so true.
Yeah, people feel that children don't have feelings, but they have just as much feelings as us.
And then sometimes they say nothing, they just act out.
Act out,
and that's
yeah.
basically what was
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
with you. You
Mhm.
were silent, but you were just acting
Mhm.
out. And so now it's time to leave. I want to get to the part now
Yes.
where it's time to leave, and you have been evaluated. So how was that process, and you finding out that I can go home now?
I was happy to go home, and I went home. I was happy to go home. I was happy to leave the place because it was after I got a little confined. You know, you can go outside, you can't.
It was like the same thing.
You over-
Yeah, yeah.
So I actually we went back to court and they put me in care of my mom. Being the caregiver, most of the time the mother gets the children.
Yes.
So they put me in the care of my mom, and I wasn't too happy about it, but I was just glad to be out of that place of silence. And I balanced out for a while. I went to school. I went to Elder Young,
Okay.
and I started settling in, and it was okay. But my mom still couldn't really have any. We were able to get along, we were manageable, but she didn't really have a grasp on me. And I just was normal, and then I started doing my own thing again, and I had a boyfriend. Yeah, I had a boyfriend, and I ended up getting pregnant. And
And how old are you now, just for the viewers' sake?
now I'm
No, not now. At the time that you came out of silence, now you were how old
I
at
was
this time?
15.
You were 15
a
now.
year later.
Okay.
And I met my oldest girl's father, and he was not much older than me. He was like 3 years older than me, but he was not in school. He's actually a gang member. He was in the gang. He was at the time of like Raiders and Rebellion.
Yeah.
He was a rebellion.
How did you get there?
Man, I used to be outside in the park and just talking,
Right.
just talking to fellas when you're walking past, just being in the community, just talking. And I met him, and we started a relationship from there. And my mom didn't say much about it. She didn't stop me, but she didn't encourage me either.
Right.
She tried her best to get involved with me in school because she was on the school board at the school where I attended. And I ended up having sex, and I got pregnant.
You got pregnant. Stick a pin right there. She's pregnant now at the age of 15.
16.
16.
Yes.
Yeah.
16.
So I just want to read some more comments quickly. Juju says, this is such a powerful story. I'm happy you highlighted that silence is not just a place for the insane.
No, it's
People
not.
need to hear this.
No.
Lady Amen says, Jewel, we were in the Goof Girl crew. Oh, they're having a story inside here. Scroll 1970 says, amazing story. I'm passing Juju those. Juju says communication is key. Katina says yes, you have to put your children first. Tanzina says well spoken, Felicia. I think that some parents don't realize the emotional damage that they can inflict upon their kids. Juju says this is so important. Children pick up on everything. They are aware of everything, and when they speak their mind, it's shocking. Katina says, I just think some parents are too selfish even even consider the kids when they're all in their feelings. Hurt people, hurt others. Lady Amen says yes. In the end, the child goes through silent emotional distress. Hence, everything what's going on in the world today. Katina says some kids internalize everything, and that's dangerous.
Yes.
Tanzania says, indeed. I think that a lot of social ills that plague our country is a result of lack of communication and total disregard for our kids' emotional well-being. Felicia is so spot on. Bella says, go ahead, girl. You tell your story. Beautiful. Hair Boutique says, the world needs to hear your story. So tonight you see that you are indeed inspiring people. You are empowering people here. It is like, I don't know how to describe this, but this is definitely a powerful, powerful, powerful story. I know it's touching, but it's powerful. And it had to be God that told you to reach out and to come on Faith Talk. I'm thankful, I'm grateful that you even connected with the show and you thought that it was a place or a platform that you would like to come and start here. I just pray, I know that this is not the end for you. The story is really, 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 you gave me a brief and I'm even learning more about the story as we talk, and I'm too being very inspired and understanding as a parent the do's and the don'ts, because silently your kids will be affected. They may not say anything and just begin to act out. So now you are pregnant and you're living with your mother. Where's your father now?
Now my father, he got married. The hero of my life, after he saw that, I guess, we were more of a burden to him. That's how I feel. We were more a burden to him. He just dropped us off and went on with his life. He was back and forth, in and out, but it was not to uplift, but it's always to tear down. And I learned a word about a year ago, narcissistic. My father, I've come to find out he was very narcissistic at the time. My mother was codependent.
Yes.
So so what a narcissist does, after they see that they cannot get any, you're not feeding their ego, so to speak, they discard you. And after a while, where it was too much, I guess, embarrassment for him, he discarded us.
Wow.
He discarded, especially me. I think I took it to heart because I was the one who kept all the secrets.
Yes.
And here it is now that I have to live with my mom, who I kept the secrets from. And it just, the tables turned the tables turned, so I was more against him now, and it's for my mom. Yes. But the damage was already done with my mom. So it took years and years and years for me to heal, to wonder why she treated me so badly. And I wanted to make amends, but at the time she probably was still hurting too, because I was her only daughter. And I did a lot of things to hurt her because of my dad. And I was not on her side. So even though I lived with her and I was pregnant, I guess the minute she saw that I was pregnant, because I never told her. Right. So she probably had to see the sign. She immediately told me that I had to leave the house. So I ended up leaving, and I ended up living with my child's father for about a year.
So at the age of 16, you left your mom and you went to live with your child's father because there was no communication.
She just told me I had to leave the house.
She told you had to leave?
Yeah. Once I was pregnant, I had to leave.
Wow. So your story, I keep getting
dumped.
Dumped on the side.
And and I tell parents that if you find out that your child is in a situation, especially with pregnancy, don't put them on the streets. Don't put them out, because you don't know what snare you're putting them into, and what abuse you subject them to, because everybody makes mistakes, and a pregnancy is not the end of the world, but by society standards, it's a bad thing, or probably pride maybe made her feel, because she's on the board of the school at the time, and she had to face the same teachers and the daughter getting pregnant, so she probably felt some type of way, and probably too, what I'm coming to find out now, that her mother treated her that way when she had our child. So the cycle does continue. It does, and we have to learn to break negative cycles. If our mother I've learned now to forgive my mother
Yes.
for a lot of things because she could not help herself what she was taught
Yes.
and what was culturally accepted. And she did what she thought was the best thing, and not having any good advice from friends or family, she did it.
Wow.
She did it.
But you found that later on in life
I
that
got it.
she went through the same thing that you
yeah.
went
Not
through.
until like probably a year ago. So everything just came into play, and me forgiving her. I had to forgive her because
Yes, of course.
she didn't know any better. She really didn't. And at that time too, there wasn't as much, I wouldn't say, it wasn't much good advice, I don't think.
Wow.
Because, I don't know, she just, I really can't, I really believe there was not much good advice. She didn't have wise counsel to tell her any better, or to help her show a different way than what she was.
But she was a professional though. She's a teacher. She's
let me right. Being a professional does not, it's like you're two different people, because you're in a professional setting and then what you're culturally accustomed to culturally accepted. My mother was a codependent for many years from her mother. So if her aim was always to please other people, so if her friends or family said, listen man, this girl pregnant in your house, take her out there. She did it.
The story is similar to a story, Christophe.
She did it.
But what I'm saying is, she was a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and then she had to deal with other kids though.
She dealt with them on a professional level and
Yeah,
gave them good
this
advice.
story is.
But for
I had a
me-
guest on the show with this exact story. Her mom was a teacher, and her mom, it was like she was neglected, so she ran out there and did all kind of stuff. And it's like her mom never gave her the love that she was
Yeah.
giving other people. Children.
And I would always complain about that. I say, Mom, you love these other people and other children, treat them so nice and better than me. I always
Wow.
told her that, and I couldn't understand it.
Wow.
At the time, I couldn't understand, but now I do.
Wow. And then it's a generational thing, because she went through the same thing. That's another thing that I noticed coming on the couch too, a lot of connections, is that a lot of things that are happening were cycles. It's just like a repeated cycle.
Everything is a cycle, and everything is spiritual, everything is generational.
Right.
Everything.
And so now I understand that the people sitting on the couch are all the curse breakers. Like they
Yes.
are all the people who decide that, you know what, I'm going to be the one to
Yes.
break the curse.
Yes.
Wow, that is powerful. Like revelation is coming. So, Bella says we look lovely, by the way. I think we do. You look lovely. Tanzini says yes, they do. Very beautiful. Thank you so much. Juju says yes, a lot of people are finally catching on to the ways of the narcissist.
Yes.
Bahamians need to hear this. We are highly narcissistic society.
Highly.
She's hashtag in love with ourselves, hashtag hurt people, hurt people. Adeline says, wow. Bella says, wow. Beautiful says, this is so sad. Katina says, wow. So your father made you feel your mother just up and left you because she didn't love you. Yet he did the same.
He did the same.
Wow. Juju says, professionalism does not exempt you from negative upbringing.
Yeah.
Katina says, you were neglected by both parents. Bella says, generational curse. Katina
Yes.
says, spiritual and generational, yes. The chosen ones, curse breakers, yes. Hashtag break the chains, lady,
Yes.
amen. Say, so now, even tonight, and I'm grateful for this, Christophe, God is actually showing me that everyone that is sat on this chair are all curse breakers. Like they took a stand and they said, you know what? I'm going to be the one.
Yeah.
I don't know if they identified it before they came on the show, but like now it's just like coming to me, because hearing you, it sounds very similar to two stories of two former guests that was on this show. And so it's really, this is amazing. Different stories in a way, but the same thing happening. So now you're living with your boyfriend, you're pregnant. How is life going for you now?
Well, that's how I ended up. I had I still went to school while I was living with him until I started the show.
Yeah.
And then I stopped school. And after I stopped school, I had to attend antenatal clinic at
That's fine.
Elizabeth State Clinic.
That's fine.
That's the area
Where you were.
And how I got into the PACE program, when you sign at the clinic and you sign your name and age and pregnancy, they say, well, you're 16, you have to refer you to adolescent clinic. You cannot come to this clinic. I don't know how it is now, but at the time that's how it was. And I had to catch the bus to number 9, or Collins Avenue, and the adolescent clinic was in the back of what was the Ministry of Education.
Yes.
Yeah, in the back of that building, in that parking lot, it's a small yellow building. and there we saw the doctor, the Indian doctor, and there were some counselors there, and you would go there and sign up, and you go there for regular visits, and then they will register you for PACE school if you choose to go back into high school.
And you chose to go
Yeah.
to the PACE school.
Mhm.
So how long were you in the PACE program?
I was there for a year, I was still pregnant, so about 8 months, 8 months.
And they released you after you
Yeah,
gave birth?
after I graduated,
Mhm.
I gave birth that July, and
Okay.
I went back into school that September.
How was it getting back in school?
Now, getting back in school, I was nervous at first because I heard rumors of how other students treat girls from PACE. But I could say at the school, Donald Davis,
Yes.
class of 99.
All right, so any DW
Yes.
people here, shout out to the
Donald Davis
99 class. All
They
right.
were they treated me with respect. I could always remember that.
Wow. It's okay. It's okay. Send some love across the screen, please. I want you to just send some love across the screen.
They didn't look down at me because I had a child.
Yeah.
I guess they probably knew other girls who had children or
Yes.
in their communities. And they didn't look down at me. They didn't tease me. They didn't treat me bad. I actually, to be honest with you, going back to school days after my child were my best days in high school.
Wow.
I really had a sense of this is what high school is all about now. After I had a child,
After you got the
yeah,
child.
I really had fun. It was really fun, and I just can't thank them enough. And it wasn't my experience with them bad. I graduated with the Perseverance Award. They gave me the Perseverance
You
Award.
got the Perseverance
Mhm.
Award. So you went back in grade, you were now in grade?
I went back to grade 11.
Grade 11, okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I repeated grade 11,
Mhm.
and I graduated, stayed 2 years, grade 12,
Grade 12.
and graduated. And that was a struggle, but I did it.
And the grades were still good?
Yeah, grades were still good. I was the only girl to pass my English GCSEs with B.
Wow.
English literature.
Wow. And you have a baby.
Yeah, and I had a baby.
Wow. So you breastfed and you did all of that
I did all
stuff.
those things.
And who kept the baby? Wow.
Now, my child's father, after I went back to school, it was a problem, you know. But I had to fight to go back to school, and what happened was, because I realized that having a baby for him, and it was not going anywhere, the relationship was not really going anywhere, and I really wanted to go back to school and finish, it became too aggressive. We used to fight a lot. Fight a
Wow.
whole lot.
Wow.
Police involvement, court involvement. I mean, he'd be waiting outside the bushes, and oh Jesus,
Oh, wow.
we had to fight so much.
Wow.
But let me tell you how things are so generational. I have an aunt, his family. I have an aunt who was murdered. I never knew her, but she was murdered by a family member down the line, generation down the line.
Right.
And I feel that I was not supposed to live. And the same bloodline is who I had a child with. And we fought so much. I talk about really so much fighting that it was near death situations. I talk about balls.
Were you afraid? I mean, he's a gang member.
Man, I wasn't afraid, you know. I wasn't
Wow.
afraid. I just wasn't. Once I had already made up my mind, I was just sticking with that. And my mind was to leave him, even though I had a child. It just couldn't work, and he couldn't see. So, to his view, that his life without me. So he tried to block everything. Yeah, tried to block everything. You know, many times I had to stay home because he wouldn't give me Pampers, he wouldn't give me milk. I believe that his family encouraged. They didn't help it. They didn't help much.
Wow.
I remember even going to his mom and saying that, you know, I need help for my child, and she would say, well, his daddy never take care of him, so child, do what you gotta do for your child. You know, it's like
Wow.
she encouraged it. You know, and I too, now that I'm looking at it now, that he was a codependent to his mom. Yeah, he was a codependent to
Wow.
his mom because he actually did whatever his mom said.
So now you see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
But you're young. She grew up, and I saw a photo of
Yeah,
her.
my daughter.
She's such a beautiful,
listen to me, my daughter,
beautiful.
my babe, my
I know.
wingman.
I know. I know you love her, and she's so beautiful.
Yes.
Wow.
And I made sure that we have a good relationship.
Yes.
I made sure, told her how I used to be. I made sure to tell her about my stories. And I'd always tell her when she did things, I said, listen, like mommy never been on the streets, mommy know what time it is.
That's right.
But I chose to live my life differently.
Yes.
I'm fighting to live my life differently because the end result I would not be here if I didn't try to fight differently. And your dad did so many things, and he's now an alcoholic, but that doesn't define who you are.
Yes.
There's a lot of things I just try to encourage her with, and not to shun her, but to let her know that I'm here for her.
Yes.
Whatever decisions that she makes.
Yes.
But I try to give her the best one. I say, listen, I've been down this road before. And she would always say, mommy, man, you know too much, man. I said, but
sometimes kids don't believe you were a kid too, right? Wow.
So,
but you're keeping the lines of communication open
yes,
for her.
Yes.
Which is
yes,
so good.
Yeah.
And how old is she now?
She will be 21.
Wow. I know you're celebrating. I was sharing today with my dad that, when my daughter reaches the age of 19, God spare her life, going into 20, I am going to celebrate.
Yes.
You know why I'm going to celebrate? At the age of 19, going into 20, I was pregnant with her. And then I got married. I knew nothing, but I got married. But see, as soon as I see she's over that, I am going to throw a big party, and I'm going to praise God, because the thing about it is, I too grew up in a home that was very stable. Both parents needed for nothing. I attended Queens College. I ended up to government high school because, we fell on hard times. But, why did I do the things that I did? But I'm watching her, and I realize that she's very wise, beyond her years, and I too keep the lines of communication open. I let her know that mommy is your friend. You can come to me with anything. Because my mom too, she did the same thing. My mom was a school teacher, but she was always there for me. I mean, she was my coach, she was my teacher, and she always kept it open. She was like, tell mommy first. So I know how you feel. She's 21.
I'm 21 now.
She's accomplished so much.
She's 21 now. She's been to Europe last year. She
Wow.
did cold therapy, and she did a course with my mother, who did another course as well in narcissism and personality disorders. She's she's doing a lot. She's
beautiful.
now,
And she looks just like you too.
I don't think so. Every time I say her, she looks like her dad, but
no, she's pretty. Well, see, I haven't seen Daddy, so I see you all over when I saw the photo. Let me just read some comments quickly. Lady Amen says Revelation. I'm going way back because they're talking about when I figured out. Juju says you are right, Kiki. Hashtag that couch. This is truly a revelation. My rockstar says you're right, Mrs. Lightborn. It's a cycle and indeed a generational curse. Broken in the name of Jesus. Juju Locke says this is beautiful. God bless the class of 1999 going to the 2000. I see Catherine Coakley's here. Hey Kat, I see your hair. Beautiful Hair Boutique 242 says, isn't it true that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us? Continue to be blessed and be a blessing to others. Adeline says, stay strong, hon. You're doing well. Katina says, you were determined to finish school and God paved the way for that. That's commendable. Juju says, good for you, darling heart. My God, so inspiring, Katina says. Tanzania says, your story has me amazed. I'm in tears. I always had you pegged as someone that came from a stable background. I knew your teen pregnancy, but none of this. Bella says, wow. Catherine says, wow. Tanzania says, this makes me see you in a new light, and I am truly in awe of you. My adoration for your bravery is indescribable. Taisha says, how did you remain strong when no one had your back?
Well, at the time after I graduated from school, I tried to attend college. I attended college for 6 months, and my daughter at the time was asthmatic, so I was always up and down at the hospital, and I had to stop college for a short time. And my mom at the time, she wasn't helping me. She said, listen, you had your baby. You had your baby, daddy helped you.
So who were paying your school fees?
So my dad intervened at one point in time, and he helped, but it was only for that season, and then it didn't see him anymore. So after I stopped college, I had to go on welfare. I went to social services because I didn't have it. I wasn't working, I wasn't in school, and I had an asthmatic daughter, and that was my last choice. I didn't want to prostitute. I refused. That wasn't in me. So I went to social services, and they gave me a check for $60 for 2 months. And I was not there on time to receive the check because, at the end of the month there's a line. But
Still a line.
There's still a line. There was a line up there, and my daughter, it just so happened that every time I was supposed to go and receive the check, she would be in asthma bay night before, and I would be too tired. If you're but asthma bay, you'd be there all night.
Wow.
And I couldn't get up the next morning to be on time to walk that line of shame to get the check. And the third, I would always go the day after, and they would give it to me. But one particular lady, I'll never forget her. I don't know her name, but I know what she looks like. And at the third month, she said, listen, I watched you, and you have not been here on time to receive this check. Say, people would be here on time for the $60, but they have 4 children, you only have 1. And I tried to explain to her that my daughter's asthmatic, but she wasn't hearing it. She revoked that check from me.
Wow.
She took that check from me. And I just don't understand that we say, and I just, at that time, because I was not a Christian, I didn't pray, and I didn't say, God, this is supposed to be a Christian nation. This woman took this check from me. She didn't know what I going through. She took the $60 from me. $60 at the time was plenty of money. I could have gone to food store for a whole month for my baby.
Yes.
And I wasn't working, and she took that from me. And she didn't care, even though I tried to explain. She didn't care. So, God had it so that my grandmother was working in the hotel, and she said, Felicia, I can help you. But I really didn't know. I really didn't have it. My mommy wasn't going to, even though I was living home, mommy wasn't helping me. And it just wasn't working out. So she said, I will help you get a job. And I was a buyout in the hotel for a couple of months, and then I got a permanent job. I thank God for my grandmother for that.
Yes.
And I kept that job almost 20 years and moved through the hotel.
Praise God.
But I refuse to let anybody have my life in their hands when it comes to taking care of my child. So I always worked 2 jobs. I worked at Comfort Suites in the day, and clean rooms, and I was a grill cook at the Birmingham Club restaurant at night.
Okay.
And I started to go back to school, but it wasn't working out, so I stopped, and I wanted to advance more, so I moved into the restaurant, and I eventually moved into the casino, but I always worked 2 jobs. When I worked in the Marketplace restaurant, I was a waitress at Outback Steakhouse.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
Yeah, so I always was determined that even though I couldn't spend the time with my child as I could, that nobody would be in control of how I took care of her, or how that took, or be able to take that from me.
Right.
So I always wanted to work. I always had a working, I don't know, I did it for about 5 years.
Wow.
Working straight through,
Just to make sure that ends met.
anytime she was hungry, there was food there. Anytime she had clothes, there was clothes there. Anytime I needed to do something, money was there.
So you basically were doing this by yourself.
And my grandmother at the time, and my good cousins, got some good cousins.
Shout out to the cousins that are here.
Yeah.
I have some more questions for you. People are throwing them in. Juju says, wow, seriously. So you had a child for a relative of a man who killed your relative.
Yeah.
God is a deliverer. You are truly a generational curse breaker. Bella says, these families, boy. Catherine says, this story is amazing. Indeed it is. Juju says, his mama is like many mothers down here, enabling these men. Katina says, yes, break the cycle. Lady Amen says, I just don't know why people are so heartless. Tanzania says, I abhor mothers that are enablers. Catherine Coakley says, keep inspiring. Keep up the good job, Akriva. Thank you, Catherine, I will. Lady Amen says, yes, line of communication is key. Tanzania says, was it ever hard sharing your story with your daughter? I ask because they then idolize you, idolize us, and I would have been a little embarrassed to divulge some of that to my baby.
I think that at the time, a lot of my stories to her didn't come out just off air. It would always be when she did something and it made me angry. And I had to show her, listen, I've been down this road before. Listen, I don't want you to go down this road because this will happen to me. It never came off. I just want to sit down and do something. No. I feel that as women, we are supposed to be, have a clean life, so to speak, by society standards. And when we relate certain things to, say whether it be molestation, whether it be rape, whether it be abuse, I think we were taught that it's a shameful thing. And to relate to other people, especially our own children, we don't want to be viewed a certain way, but it's just the way you bring it across.
Yes.
And when it came out of me telling my daughter certain things, it never came out as in, let me just have a heart to heart with you. It always came out of anger when she did something.
So you were basically correcting
her, yeah, and letting her know that, listen, I know what time it is. Don't do this. Don't do that. Or listen, if you're gonna go down this road, this is what's gonna happen here, and this is what happened. This choice is yours.
Right.
I always gave her a choice, and I always at the time too, I always said, listen, God have a destiny for you, and not to be like me. I said, I don't never want you to walk the road I walked. I said, you're not going to walk the road I walked.
She will not. She will not. It's okay. She will not walk that road. I have a question for you, but Sophia says inspirational. Send some hearts across the screen. This is very touching. This is really good. That's my Aunt Sophie. Welcome, Aunt Sophie. Your husband says you inspire me every day. That is so amazing. Your husband he's here and he's just that is, God bless you. God bless you. I have a question. Seeing that you were in a situation where your father told you about those things about your mom. And you are in a situation, or you were in a situation, where your daughter's father was not there. At any time, did you share stories to her about her father in an ill way, or did you say who he was?
Well, I always told her that her father loved her, but because of influence, he couldn't be the father he should have been to her.
So she would ask for
Yeah, she would ask him. She knows who he is, and when she was younger, she used to spend time by the family.
Yes.
But after I saw that they, not being judgmental, but they were not the right influence for her, I just kept off away from them. Not that that's not her family, but because of the negative influence. I didn't want anything that what I instilled in her to be deferred, and she turned a different way. So I just kept her away from them. She knows who they are. Now she could. If she wants to hear
she's
them,
21.
She'd go there if she wants. She don't want to go there, but I always let her know that the only reason why I kept you away from them is because I don't want you to spiral into the wrong direction. Not because he wasn't a good father. He could not have been a good father, but because of the influence. He didn't have any good influences around him.
Wow.
No, he didn't.
So she asked about her father.
Yeah, she knows who
and
he is.
so you would have to share with her at the time, where's daddy? And where was that? I mean, like, what would you tell her when she say, Mommy, where's my daddy?
I said, child, and it was so hard because he lived around the corner from us, so we saw him all the time, but he never, I guess after he saw there wasn't going to be a relationship with me, he just backed off, and he's now an alcoholic.
Yes.
So at one point in time when I guess he drank too much, and he probably was in his feelings, he would come by my house, or he'd come by the porch and say, he'll talk and say, Felicia, I was sorry, my mom made me do this, and we could have had a good life. And I say, yeah, but look at me and look at you, we chose. I said, I chose how I want to live. I said, you could have chosen.
Yes.
You could have chosen to fight for a relationship or fight to be better, but you chose to. And I guess at that time too, he didn't know any better way. His daddy now took care of him.
Wow.
So,
wow. I want to read this quickly. T. Daniel 242, we're counting down, says, great job for explaining to your daughter. Our older generations hold on to their life stories like Fort Knox, not realizing that the devil uses secrets as a tactic to keep us in bondage. I have a question here for you too. I'm going to get back to that question, but Tanzania says, job well done with both your beautiful daughters. You should be the poster person of hope for teen mothers. So often society would shame and discard them. They need to know that there's still hope. There's a question here that I want you to answer, but we're probably going to have to answer it when we come back on. And Taisha says, what are some tips you would give women that are going down a similar path? But I think that it may be safe for us to answer that question when we come back. Christoph, could you remember that question for me, please? What are some of the tips you would give women that are going down a similar path? My rockstar says, you were only protecting your daughter and you never make any apologies for that. Many parts of your story is so relatable to me, sis. So you are, once again, you are here inspiring people. Everyone, we are counting down. Taisha, I want you to know that Felicia will answer your question as soon as we return. So as normal, if you are always here with me, you know we shut off and we come right back on because time has now expired. So we're counting down and we will be back and we will answer that question. And we remember the question, right? What are some of the tips you would give to women that are going down a similar path? So we'll be right back, all right? All right, so people are rolling back in. People are rolling back in. Thank you for bearing with us. Thank you. Wednesdays will not be Wednesdays without a faith talk. Wednesdays will not be Wednesdays without courageous, bold, inspiring people like Felicia here tonight. And once again, I just want to thank everyone that takes the time out to be with us every Wednesday, sharing your beautiful comments and making the guests feel very, very welcome. I thank you so much. It is so important. So that question, because we know now that we are in the second half, and so we know that the second half is going to be very, very quick. We're going to be wrapping up now. So if you have questions, send them quickly. If you have anything that you want to say, send them quickly. This is the second half, and we will indeed be wrapping up shortly. So answer that question for us. What tips would you give women traveling down that similar path?
Well, for me, I would say try to really have some positive influence in your life, because once people see that you don't care about yourself, they're not going to care about you. Once people see that you're going on a downhill and that's what you choose to go on and you want to stay there and you are destined or determined to follow that path, they're going to back off. Yes. But if someone sees you fighting to change, someone sees you fighting to not be, or just to break out of a situation, someone's going to help you. God is going to send somebody to you. Yes. And I've had a good friend in my life for 20 years now, Sharon Neely. Sweeten.
Wow.
She was always the positive influence in my life to cause me to get saved. And even though I was in and out, she was always steadfast and firm, and she always was someone I could look for sound advice. Yes. And she encouraged me to go to church, and even more now, she's encouraging me. And I would say, watch your friends, watch who you be around. Whether it be relationship or friendship, if somebody cannot add to your life, if they're taking away, they're encouraging you to do negative things, cut it off.
So true, so powerful. Wow. My rock star says amen, amen. Taisha, I hope you were here. She just answered your question. I hope you were here for that. But so now, you're in a world now and things are happening. Mm-hmm. How is the relationship with your mother now?
Relationship with my mother is good now. Yeah, she actually lives with me right now.
She does. Yeah. Oh wow! Hey, mommy.
Yes.
Wow, this is good.
Yeah, so she has been such a inspiration, because now that I understand better.
Yes.
I understand why she couldn't help me.
Yes.
And why she was the way she was, and I see her fighting now to make a change.
Yes.
And she had her ins and outs and her downfalls too, and what I love about her is her resiliency, and even after everything she's been through, she talks about my dad now and things that he's done. She laughs about it now, but she recognizes that this narcissistic, and I was a codependent, and I always wanted to please, and society wanted to be, to please society, and I didn't want to please myself, and I couldn't help. She could talk about it now.
Yes.
And God is so awesome that she is now a doctor. She got a doctorate degree.
Your mom is now a doctor.
Yeah, she got a doctorate. Just it led her to dive in more into narcissistic and personality disorders.
Yes.
And I've learned so much from her, and I realized that I was a codependent as well at one point in time, being in abusive relationship.
Yes.
So I recognize it now, and I recognize so much things because of her, and our relationship is good now.
That is amazing.
Good now. It's good
that
now.
Is amazing.
Yeah.
So you all didn't go back into the past?
No.
You all just took it where it was?
Well, she at one point, she tried to tell me she was sorry, but she started to tear up, and I just said, Mommy, it's okay.
Yes.
You don't have to. I understand now.
Yes.
I understand. So I didn't make her apologize. I really knew that she wanted to, and it just was hard for her. And I recognized too that our generations before us, they lived a lot. They experienced a lot of things in silence, and they couldn't talk about it.
That is true.
And I understand.
Yes.
So what I do now, and what I'm doing now, is talking. I'll share my experience to whoever wants to listen.
Yes.
Not to force on anybody, but somebody who really wants to just ask a question or find out what to do or how to go about things. I could relate.
Yes.
Because I tell young women, please do not look at what you see on the outside of me. Don't look at that. Because if you look at that, you'll never talk to me. It might seem like I'm unapproachable, but once you talk, I can tell you, girl, I done do this.
Yes.
I done mix this, I done do that, And I've done things with my body that, because I didn't know the value of myself, I did things.
Yes.
And at that time I was ashamed of it, but I didn't know any better. I didn't. And when I saw other girls or other women who were so, I gave them a look at, they better than me, so I didn't even want to find out, how did you do this?
Right.
How did you look like this? Or how can I look like you? Or where do you buy your clothes? Or how can you help me get into a good organization?
Yes.
I was always intimidated by it because of how they looked.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I don't want anybody to be intimidated by how I look on the outside. Just ask a question. Just ask.
That is powerful. Tanzania has a question here. She says, what advice would you give other women that were teen moms who went through similar experiences about forgiveness?
What I would tell teen moms is to really get grounded in the Word of God. And forgiveness too is not an overnight thing, it's an everyday thing. Because sometimes you will have memories and of people who did things to you and people who hurt you, and you might have not done nothing. But remember that a spirit in you sees the spirit in the outside, sees the spirit inside. So if you're being attacked daily or attacked for no reason, I would say ask God what it is that you have to learn from the situation instead of retaliating emotionally.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when we put our emotions and things, it escalates worse. And I've tried to learn, I'm learning now what holy anger is instead of emotional anger. Yeah, so I would tell you, get grounded in the Word of God.
Wow.
Get grounded, and forgiveness is not an overnight thing, it's an everyday thing. So when things come into your mind, someone who did this to you, you say, God, I already said I forgive them. So keep saying that to yourself, and it will ease.
Wow.
Eventually.
Wow. My rockstar says forgiveness is healing. Juju says your bravery is impeccable. Bella says looks are deceiving. So true.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I tell you, from the photos you sent me, I just saw a beautiful woman. I mean, I saw a teenage pregnancy. You tell me teenage pregnancy, so I wasn't onto this teenage pregnancy. Yeah. But wow, you sat on this couch and you shared so much that will have someone tonight soul search and to think even deeper. Because a lot of times, even us, we move in silence. We don't say anything. We may be battling with things, but tonight people are really, like I said, being inspired and being empowered on how to move forward. So, all of that has happened, and you're in school and you're studying and you're doing all that good stuff. And when I met you, because we have to share this, when I met you, you were Campbell.
Campbell, yes.
Felicia Campbell.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, I got this voice note that something happened. Please, because, people out there believe that somebody won't pick up somebody.
Right.
That may have went through all of this, but love still exists.
Yes,
and there's somebody that is for you.
Yes.
Share what happened to you just suddenly.
Oh, well, I got married.
Yes. Congratulations.
I got married on the 14th last week, Wednesday.
She got married last week, Wednesday, everyone. Send some love across the screen, some congratulatory messages. And her husband is here tonight watching her too. Another amazing man just supporting his beautiful wife.
And I really, we've been in a relationship for a little while, but in this last 2 years, we've grown a lot. And especially me, I've grown, and I say, God, a lot of times the thing about being a teenage mom is that we don't want to have another child unless we're married.
Yeah.
And I was adamant about marriage at first, but God had to whisper to me, Felicia, if you got married at this time, you wouldn't care to do what you're doing now. You wouldn't care to give back. The only thing you would have hold on to was being married, and that was it. I would have done the same thing that many teen moms have done after they probably reached what they feel is their self-actualization, getting married, and doing it probably the right way. I would not look back at anybody else, or look back to help anybody else. So for me, this journey, I had to grow.
Yes,
I had to really grow to be able to know who I am before I get married.
That's right.
Find who I was before I get married, so I could really be able to compliment my mate.
God is so good. And as soon as you found out who you were, shortly thereafter, because that happened swiftly.
Yes.
And this ring is beautiful. My God, this ring is beautiful. And I pray that the marriage is just as beautiful as that, because you are beautiful.
Yes, thank you.
You are beautiful. But tell me now, you're not living in regret at all. Everything that happened, you don't regret.
No, because I know now that it was a plan. I could not be relatable to somebody if I never walked on that road. I could not be able to talk to any young women, or if I tried to, because many of the women or counsel at Pace, they were not troubled teen women. They were just women who wanted to reach out and just help, but they didn't have no relatable experience to say, well, this is what happened to me, and I can understand what's happening to you. They just, well, going by the book and saying, well, this, you shouldn't do this and shouldn't do that. And in my mind, they were really turning their nose down at me because I was in a situation.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't regret any of it. It was, a lot of it was traumatic, and I just thank God for charging angels over me through all this, through then and now, to be able to be here, to be able to talk. I could have died in many situations I was in.
Yeah.
I could have died, but I'm still here. Even up to last year, you know, and I know that the enemy didn't want me to speak because a bullet came to my window.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a bullet came to my window, and I was not afraid. It was just a party outside. Somebody was spraying bullets, and I just came to my window. Me and my daughter and I were home with a cousin, and it came to my window. That bullet, if you saw that bullet came through the window, I was supposed to die. Either I was supposed to die or my daughter was supposed to die. So I know that I say, God, I say, listen, he's a good God.
Wow.
And if I had died, what would I have done? What legacy would I have left? How have I helped somebody else?
Yes.
You know, because a lot of times we think our lives are just our own, but it's not. And I remember Dr. Matthew saying, dying empty. Dying empty. And life is not about just what we can get, but what we can give back to the next generation so they can be able to live and prosper personally and abundantly, and breaking spiritual curses, breaking generational curses over their lives. If nobody tells them, how will they know how to?
That's right.
How will they know how to do it? You
That's
have
right.
to be able to help somebody else.
That's right.
You know, and that's why I feel I'm here now, and man, God is doing some awesome things. And I got married, and I was ready to be a whole person to my husband.
Yes.
Not a half a person.
Not a half a
You know,
person. That's
and he to me.
Yes. Wow. So you said that. How did you find this show, and how did you know that this was the road? We were talking about it on the break, and I want you to share it quickly with the audience, how you arrived at Faith Talk as the platform and giving a word and all of that stuff.
I read your bio, and I read what you shared your experience in your bio, and I said, wow, this woman. I said, this woman, she really, I said, I'm going to be like her. She's not afraid to say what happened to her. And I said, this is it. This is what it's about. Be able to share and be able to relate and be able to possibly save. If you save one person, it was like one
Just
person,
one.
you've done well.
Just one.
And you are such an inspiration. And when I saw, it was a couple you had on your show, and Shara,
yes,
couple,
yes,
and there was a few others, but your story really stood out to me the most about you, what you've been through. And I said, Lord, if this is, let me just reach out, just find out how, just to be able to talk with you and see if it's where you want me to be. And I went over to, before I think I talked with you, I went over to Jacksonville, and I had a seminar, and I got a prophecy, and they said to speak out. Said, God wants you to step out now. Just step out.
Yes.
And I said, okay, reach out to this lady and just talk with her. And she's being I'm being.
Yes.
I say, we gotta stop taking things out of 2 for 2 and keep it.
That's right.
We have some powerful
yes,
people
we
here.
do. Yes, we
and
do.
I said, I have to, let me just talk
Yes.
with you. And what you're doing is such an awesome thing.
All glory to God.
It's to be able to be used by God in this season.
Yes.
And this season is such an awesome thing. And I thank you for being taking.
I think it's a matter of obedience.
Yes.
Because sometimes I always share with people when they write me and they say, wow, you're doing a job. It's like, if you left it up to me, I would not do this. All right, I want to be honest. I want to be really, really honest with you. If you left it up to me, I would not do this.
Yeah.
But I understand the matter of urgency when you make a promise to God. Because a lot of times we get in danger and we say, God, if you deliver me from this, I promise you. And there are many times that we go back on our promise. But I realize now that this last promise that I made was bent on my child, like this baby. And so I cannot afford to go back on this promise that I made to God. And so now, I'm just here walking this promise. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to go back on it for anybody. I don't care who tells me to stop. I'm going to stop when God tells me to stop. You know, I go on platforms where he tells me to go and not me. And I understand that this show is really not my show.
Yes.
If you watch a lot of things that I post, I said God is the executive producer. He really is, because I would have had no thought. I tell the team all the time, I would have never done this. I am a crazy kind of shy. So really talking out like this to see, I could talk you to death now. But I ain't for this, because I realized I don't know who's watching me. And then I became very protective. So before stepping out, I was very concerned about who would be watching and who, like silent watchers and all of that. And I remember God saying to me, you can't be concerned about who watching. People are coming here to be empowered and inspired, and not by you. This ain't about you. This about me. So you're going to be sharing. And so, you know, I just thank God for all of the people that really decided to come on and was obedient enough to come on. And we're very prayerful too about the stories that we allow to come on this platform, because God is too very protective of this platform. And if it's not for him, something happened just now. Something happened. If it's not, tell me if we're back, please. If it's not gonna be aired, trust me, he will shut it down, and he will take it off of my channel. And it's amazing how he moves, but we'll go deep into that later. Bella says, I love all of your guests. Everyone has a different story, but it all comes together in the end. Tanzania says, isn't it amazing when you learn the story of how the caterpillar turned into the butterfly? Continue to fly. T. Daniel says, yes. Bella says, congratulations. Katina says, congratulations. Lady Amen says, love conquers all. Congratulations. I see Monique is here. She says, congratulations. God bless your union and your family. Juju says, congrats. Congrats. Hashtag the Carey crew. Jewel is a Carey, so she's going to be talking about Careys all night. Sophia says, congratulations, all the best. Tanzania says, hashtag Carey love. Hashtag God bless their union. Hashtag isn't she lovely?
Thank you.
She is Tanzania. Jewel says. T. Daniel says, go Steph, go. She is an overcomer and a queen. Lady Amen says, beauty both inside and out. My rockstar says, congratulations. Lady Amen says, but God, you're an overcomer. Juju says, goodness, God is amazing. Katina says, the enemy is so busy, man. Thank God we are covered by the blood. Yes, speak, Bella says. Adeline says, agree. Juju says, God is truly a protector. T. Daniel says, so true. We're here to help one another. Katina says, yes, yes, die empty. Oh my, you were born to do this. Katina says, yes, it's so important to know who you are, the way no one can force their ideals on you. Bella says, yes, she is. Hashtag Team Lightborn. Woohoo, that's me there. Katina says, you are truly a beautiful person. Lady Amen says, wow, powerful. Katina says, man, grateful in all things. Blessings, Felicia. Katina says, yes, Akriba, we must honor our promise we make to God, indeed. Juju says, we have to keep our promises to God. True story. Bella says, yes, go where God sent you. Sophia says, thanks for being obedient. Katina says, yes, yes, listen to the voice of God and block out the noise. T. Daniel says, thank you for answering the call, Akriba. Many persons will be delivered. To God be the glory. Yes. Lady Amen says, yes, great empowerment. Katina says, look, faith talk inspires me. You guys are awesome. Juju says, we see you. Yes, every story is unique, yet appeals yet to so many. Juju says, was a Carey. Don't let the man hear you. Smitty, hashtag Smitty. Yes, but listen to me, and this is sound advice. Do not get into a desperate situation and tell God you promise him. I saw in the word, I don't know if it was Matthew, I read in the book of Matthew where God was saying, don't make a promise to man, but if you make a promise to me. And I think that really confirmed what is happening now. You get in a situation, you make a promise and you don't do it. I guarantee you that whenever something happens, take a look back and be like, what did I do that caused this? Because sometimes it is hinged on the very thing that you were asking God to deliver you from. And so I understand that, you know, everything is hinged on to this. I am never going to let this go. I am never going to let this go. I am just so excited to see what God is going to do in the coming months and the coming time of Faith Talk, not in just my life, but in the life of everyone that would have sat here and in the life of everyone that is to come. And if anyone really knows anyone that has a story, every now and again, God will have me to post and ask if you know someone that has a story, tag them. Every now and again, he does that because most times he would just have me scrolling until I see somebody. But if you know somebody that story needs to be heard, please help them by helping us. Help somebody. You only need to help one person. one person, and that's good enough. I see my co-host is coming down. We're not going to be interrupted by her tonight, but we're gonna. Your husband is saying, what did he miss? You missed nothing, Mr. Carey, other than congratulations. All the best. Your wife loves you.
Yes.
Thank you for loving her. She's an amazing woman. She's an amazing woman with a beautiful story, and thank you so, so much. But we're about to wrap up, of course. You will be coming back on our reunion, our season 2 reunion. We're going to be bringing you back. But before you leave, I want you to give some inspiration. I want you to close us out. Please, if anyone else have any closing remarks, please send them in. I will read them quickly to Felicia. Time is wrapping up. We have to wrap up. I'm going to let her give some closing remarks to us. So just share and tell us what you're going to be up to, and just...
Okay. Well, I recently opened an Instagram page called TLS Services.
Yes.
And it's just an awareness page. It's on Facebook as well. And it's just to bring awareness to the 242 community about the needs of teen parents, not only teen mothers, teen fathers.
Yes.
Okay, and just in the coming months, I'm going to get on the ground and start really talking to individuals about their needs. And in the 242, I really feel that the needs for teen parents is education, spiritual knowledge, and if they're young parents, they need financial support, because it is really hard now. It's harder than ever before to support their kids, and a lot of them are dropping out of school and not going back to school, and just working and not being able to reach the self-actualization and to really grow as well-rounded individuals. That's why we're having a lot of murders now, especially women and the children. You know, and our men are being incarcerated. Men, we need you. Young men, we need you. So we need to just impact spiritual knowledge and life skills to them. So I have an awareness page now, and it's just in the upcoming months I'm going to be on the ground just really talking to individuals about the needs, and I'm going to start a summer drive to get baby supplies and baby pampers and wipes.
Will you let me know when you do the drive?
Most definitely.
Please let me know when you do the drive. I would definitely post it here. Someone else would want to help that drive as well. Oh my God.
Parents. We're just an awareness page, and right now I'm just trying to gain more knowledge. I'm back in school, but I'm heading into the field of counseling. So yeah, I'm just
counseling.
Yeah, counseling. Yeah, Christian counseling.
Wow.
Yeah, Christian counseling.
You are about to change the whole pace situation. You're about to change this teenage program thing into a whole...
I can tell you, PACE is the only organization, I'm not knocking PACE, but it's impossible for one organization to be around for 30 years for the amount of teen mothers and fathers that we have. In the year 2013, 533 teen mothers gave birth to children. About PACE now holds only about 30 of those 30 girls.
So what is happening to the rest of the people?
So there has to be more than one organization
to
assist these teen parents.
And do you know, like, some of them right now are still struggling?
Still struggling.
Because, you know, they didn't really get over that hump. Wow. So the platform is big for you.
Yeah, so I have a lot of work to do.
You have a lot of work to do.
God, listen, I go to God. Because if it be up to me, I would never be here.
He's going to get you through it. He's going to get you. Because it's a need.
It's a need. It's a really, and if we want our next generation to be better, we have to impart knowledge to them. We have to let them know they have spark.
Yes.
We have to let them know we have to give them life skills.
Yes.
They're weaker.
Yes.
They're wise to foolishness of the world, but they're weaker. Yes.
They need
so
people.
they need help.
And people who can relate.
And
like you said, you were in the school, and people were not, they were going by the books. But it's so much better when someone can relate.
Yes.
And that's why, I thank God for Faith Talk once again, because, you know, I don't have all of these stories. So when God really opened the door and he was like, start bringing people on now, I understood that, not that my season was up, but it's that people need to hear more than just your story. And I'm not going to ever speak on anything that I don't know anything about. So even as I sit on this chair, I am learning. You know, I am learning. I'm hearing people's stories and I'm being inspired. But this is powerful. Bella says we need more time. Tanzania says yes, she needs more time. Well, y'all got to write the owner on Instagram. Let them know that there's a show on Instagram called Faith Talk. Give us some more time. Long live. Your husband says what I missed, Tia. Okay, so he's trying to catch up with people there. Okay. Hashtag more time, Kiki. That's something that we do. I have to call you. Okay, your husband is having a conversation in there. Tanzania says, looking forward to this non-profit organization that you're about to start. My rockstar says, I'm going to need Faith Talk at least twice per week. I'm excited about Wednesday. Wow, I got to pray about that one. Katina says, wow, I must find and follow this awareness page. Definitely, when tonight I'm gonna post a brief. Well, the page is gonna post a brief on what happened here tonight, and I will be tagging all of her pages everywhere that you can keep up with her journey under that, as I usually do. So you can join her. Please follow her tonight. Juju says wonderful. Bella says good stuff. Tanzina says just call me Felicia, and I am there. Great upcoming ideas, Lady Min says, and initiatives. Bella says, but God. Juju says, I cannot wait until you open your school, Mama. You hear that?
Ooh.
Oh my God, that always happens. You gotta receive that.
Yeah, I receive
you gotta receive that.
I receive
Lady
it.
Amen says, with God, great possibilities. Your husband says, TLS services is it? Oh, he's promoting the page there, y'all.
Yes,
Pick
baby.
him up. He's in the building. Tanzania says, I know, right, Juju? Bella says, yes, I look forward to Wednesdays, and so do I. Wednesdays were always my favorite day of the week. And I decided to share my favorite day with you and all of these beautiful people. I thank you so much once again for coming here tonight. You are beautiful. May the doors of heaven open for you. Just continue to be focused. Yes. Remain humble. Understand that you didn't go through anything for you, but for somebody else. And your story is so powerful. I mean, so powerful. So many people need you. But I know as of tonight, they will know who you are.
Oh wow, thank you.
They will know who you are. Continue to fly, continue to soar. Keep me posted. As you know, you could contact me anytime. I'm going to be following the page. I want to be involved with the nonprofit thing, as I have a baby. So I want to make sure that people could get milk and Pampers and all that stuff. Faith Talk will definitely sow into that ministry. You just keep us posted. And anyone here that wants to be a part of the nonprofit organization, you can always follow her pages and let her know that you would love to partner with her. Katina says, yes, thanks so much for sharing your story tonight, Felicia. Last comments can come in now. You can come in now, lady. Amen says, thank you for sharing your evening with us. I am forever grateful. So we're about to sign out. We're about to sign out. I wish we could go on forever, but we cannot. Tanzania says, indeed, thanks for sharing, honey. We cannot go on forever. Of course, we gotta go. Yes. Is there any final words you want to say?
I just want to encourage any teen mom or dad going through that there is somebody who you can speak to. There is somebody you can talk to and who has been down the same road you have been down. You're not alone, and don't be afraid to approach. If you need help, look for it. Somebody will help you, because God will always put somebody in place to help you. Once you seeking Him, He will put somebody in place, because His goal for your life is not to die but to live. So that's all. That's my feel very well.
Bella says, always a pleasure. So good night once again, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I love Wednesdays. I look forward to Wednesdays. The enemy tried to tell me, oh, you're going to be too tired, but that's okay. I love Wednesdays. I love everyone that join me here every Wednesday, my faithful people. Make sure next time you come on, let us know where you're streaming from, because of course we just don't have the 242 people here.
Wow.
We got Turks and Caicos, we got Orlando, we got New Jersey, we got Canada, we got as far as the UK here watching with us, and usually they don't say anything. We got Chicago, we got Atlanta, but they are silent watchers. Sometimes they speak, sometimes they don't, but I know that they're here. God bless you all. I mean, it's amazing how technology will. We didn't need to fly there,
that's right.
but we are there, and we are impacting even another nation. So I thank God.
Well, I just want to thank you for your platform.
Yes.
Allowing God to use it. This is just amazing. And I just want to tell you, God bless you. Keep blessing you and your family.
Yes.
Because this is a need as well. People need to be able to know they can come to a place and be able to talk, and we're not judged. They're not judged. I think that's the biggest downfall. That people are afraid to come up because they're afraid to be judged. But once they know Christ is within them, they know that all things are in the past and you're a new creature. But yes, thank you for being able to be able to come here and tell my story. And I feel good. I don't feel bad.
I know you do. I know you do. So when you come back for this reunion, and on that note, to God be all the glory, but when you come back to this reunion, we're going to hear so much more from you. Right, Christoph? We're going to be waiting to hear so much more for you. I bless God for you again. Juju says, this was wonderful. Yes, Orlando. Lady Amen says, yes, Orlando too. I hope I called Orlando. T. Daniel says, I'll be following your page. God bless you.
Thank you.
So yes, to all my Bahamian people and all my international viewers, thank you. thank you for joining me once again every Wednesday. I don't have my team here with me tonight, but I want to thank all of my team members for sewing into my little ministry here, clothing me and getting my makeup done and my hair done. Most of them are off the island. Tonight I'm riding solo with Christoph in the background. Shout out to Church Boy Photography. He's here with me tonight. It's just he and I. He's doing the camera work and the videography. Of course, you know, tonight I will be posting, well, the page, I'm sorry, will be posting a review of what took place tonight. Please leave a comment at the end of the post, and so that Felicia can read and really hear how you feel. If you don't want to post it there, feel free to reach out to her or DM her. Let her know how you feel. That it means so much when people know that they have touched somebody. Make sure when this video is posted next week, share it with someone that needs to hear the word. So even if you were not here tonight, you know that definitely it will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. Feel free to go there, subscribe, share with a friend, invite a friend next week, Wednesday. Of course, we will continue on another beautiful Wednesday. Next week, Wednesday, here at 8 p.m. I will see you all. Don't forget to pray, love God, and trust God in all things, because He will deliver you and He will bring you out. So God bless you. See you next week, Wednesday, right here for another Faith Talk. God bless you.